So it is November and I feel like I'm dressed like it's summer. That day when I filmed was the start of November and time flies so fast because now it's the end of November, so the temperature has dropped in Tokyo and we've entered the colder days where the sheets of your bed are too cold to stretch your legs out in and layers of blankets need to be taken out again. And, well, when the seasons change, it also means that wardrobes need to be changed, or in my case, I just need to do a really deep clean that I've been pushing back for a bit too long now. And this disastrous section of my shelf, or, well, the whole shelf that I've been putting off, really needs some attention. Honestly love this season. I know that some people get winter depression, but I think I'm the opposite. As much as I love the warmth of summer and the fun that it can bring, the heat that comes in the peak times making it unbearable to even walk outside is something that I really dread. At least in winter, spending time outside is still an option depending on how well you layer yourself. But I might be forgetting how cold it really gets. November always makes me feel a bit nostalgic. There's this loneliness and peacefulness, and I know that this might sound very romantic and metaphoric, although maybe you'll also relate, but there is a certain shade of yellow that casts over the city and the places that we live, which I think is one of the things that I love most about this season. And it's just the way that the sky takes on a serene and, if this color exists, a yellow hue of blue, which to me tells you it's November. And it's kind of crazy because the day goes by so fast and you really only get a certain few hours to enjoy this yellowness and this daylight of really soft yellowness that kind of just stands next to you or walks next to you, and I think that's one of the best things about this season. I was on the train the other day when the temperature first dropped, and it smelled like coats and sweaters that have been stored in the back of wardrobes. It's this smell of wood, clothes that have been hidden from the sun or unexposed to movements of air for maybe half a year or so. And it's this muskiness and smell that only clothes can create. A nostalgic comfort of taking out your coat and asking for its warmth and protection once more for the colder months to come. This season is also very forgiving to me. I think where December starts to feel rushed in the excitement of Christmas and year-end festivities, it can, to be very honest, also tire me. There's a lot of social gatherings which I love, but also might not have the social battery for or to keep up with, and I somehow always feel a lot of pressure to reflect truly on how this year went and how I can step into the next year. But November, or the end of October even, allows me to really sit with myself. Especially in November, the weather and the changing leaves and the coat that you bring out, it all kind of feels like a friend that you haven't seen in a while, but you know and you trust that nothing will change between the two of you. I think one of the things that I've realized this month is how much balance I've been able to create in my life in the past few months, or in the later half of this year. In some ways, the past few months have been quite routinely. But where life tends to get busy when you don't expect it to, I'm trying to take this time to ground what I know is important. And one of that is eating well. I've been cooking a lot recently, and even though cooking is supposed to save you money, which it is, I am still splurging at the supermarket for new ingredients and good ingredients because, well, I want to cook myself something nice. The other thing that I've been thinking about recently is how lucky it is to be able to look back on all of the memories that you've made with friends so far this year. I'm not really sure why we categorize and create chapters of our lives based on years, but I suppose a lot of us center our lives on making decisions for change in sync with the way that the seasons change. But living in busy cities and in this culture that we've created of always kind of desiring more, whether in relationships, material things, or a sense of validation, and also wanting something new and exciting with the short attention spans that we've adopted, I'm so grateful to say that this year has taught me, or made me realize and made me value the importance of present time with close friends. Friends who give you a sense of comfort and stability, allow you to unpretentiously just be yourself and be loved for who you are just as you are, and who, if physical distance is ever created, you can trust that things won't necessarily change. You won't lose them. It's so nice to be able to focus on what you have without pressure or force, and have time to do things together, nurture what exists, and slow down and find more things that you didn't know about them, about you, or about each other. I think that kind of friendship is really, really precious, and these kind of realizations, they come in waves, but I think that they should always be cherished. And that is kind of my November thought for this year, 2023.